Hello coders and welcome to another How to Code Well JavaScript tutorial. Today what we're going to take a look at is the JavaScript static method from. Now this is going to create an array from a given value. So let's get into the code. The first thing I'm going to do is call upon the built-in array object. And we're going to call the from static method from this object, like so. The value that we supply has to be array-like. This means that whatever value we supply needs to be able to iterate and to create an array from that given value. So, for example, we could give the value of a string because this is going to iterate over that string and create array elements from each letter or each number within the string. So for example, let's pass in my name, which is Peter. We need to assign the output of this from method to a variable. So I'm going to create the variable of letters and we're going to assign it to this output. The next thing I'm going to do is type console.debug and we're going to pass in letters as the parameter. In the terminal, I'm going to run the second JavaScript tutorial file, press enter, and we can see that we now have this array. Each element within the array is a letter from the name Peter. We can of course do this with numeric values. Let's say for example we have a variable called numbers and we're going to equal that the value of array.from and we're going to pass in the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now an integer isn't array-like, so what we would need to do is pass this in as a string. And again, we're going to do console.debug and we're going to pass in numbers as the parameter. Save that, go into the terminal and run the file once more. But you need to be careful here because what we're doing is we're using strings instead of integers. You can't iterate over integers, but you can with strings. You can also pass in a mapping function to this from method, and this function will map each element to something in the mapping function call. So to demonstrate that, I'm going to have a variable called sum, and we're going to equal that to array.from, and the first argument, which is the array-like argument, is going to be an array itself. And this array is going to have a series of integers 1, 2, 3, 4. The second argument that we will supply to this from method call is the mapping function. Now we're going to do this in line, so I'm going to type function and open and close the body of the function like so. We need to pass in the item that we're iterating over. So in this case, we can just create a variable called value. In this function body, we're going to return the value multiplied by 10. On line 11, we'll type console.debug and then sum. Save your work and then run the JavaScript file in the terminal. Here we have integers. You can see that they're integers because we don't have the quotes around the values, whereas these are strings. But each element is multiplied by 10. So we passed in 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the elements that we passed to array.from. However, we return 10, 20, 30, and 40. This is because we're iterating over each one of these elements, and we're returning the value, which is the element value, and multiplied that value by 10. This creates an array based on this array that we supplied, or from the array that we supplied. And also, these create arrays from the variables that we supplied as well. Let's go ahead and simplify this. So let's just copy this and paste it underneath. We're going to simplify it by using arrow functions. So instead of having a function body like so, what we can do is just remove that and type value equals and then greater than value multiplied by 10. Let's change sum to sum1 and the same down here. Let's now save the work and then run the terminal command. So we can see that we have the same output here, but we've managed to do this on a single line using JavaScript arrow functions. This is exactly the same as this. So we iterate over this array-like argument, and for each element, we assign that the value, and we multiply the value by 10, and we return the value back. This then creates this array from this argument. If you found this JavaScript tutorial helpful, then please let me know, give it a thumbs up, and also do subscribe to the How to Code Well YouTube channel to get more tutorials like this. If you've got any coding questions, then please do ask, but do so on our Discord server. Go to howtocodewell.net/Discord to join. Thank you ever so much for watching. Happy coding, everyone. I'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye.